All right, folks. Well, this is pretty wild. We were now in the third round of Titans League Platinum. Remember, there's only 5 rounds, right? And TheViper, a player who has won his group every single season, and he also won one of the seasons, was in multiple finals. He is currently tied for last place. He has had a very slow start compared to previous seasons, and he's in a group where Dark and Hard have simply just outperformed him in the early rounds. Now, many people are going to say Viper's going to 3-0 today. This is going to be the time he figures it out. Usually in the past, you would give Viper very good odds against Valas, but Valas is in a similar boat. He only has 2 wins after 2 rounds, and he needs to get wins as well. And maybe there's no better time to get some wins off the snake. I'm expecting Viper to have a big turnaround here today. I'm expecting that he gets wins on the board. However, at Valas, some of these maps could be really, really tricky. And yeah, I think both will be seeing this as opportunities to get wins. So we've got Valas playing as the Malay here on Shoals. Did Lumber Camp, kind of a tiny woodline here to start off. I'm just noticing that. And Viper's gone for the Koreans, which he's actually done before. Multiple players have done this before. I think Hera tried this before in his group. Very good civilization for this map to control the sides with towers. We might also see some turtle ships involved. But play all 3, 40 bucks per win. But the bigger thing is, where are these players going to go? I predicted that Valas would be relegated out of this group. I predicted Viper would be first in this group. So, yeah, some of those predictions maybe not looking so hot right now. Let me add the logo because it doesn't feel official without it, and that would be gold. And then we'll add plat. Sorry, I was recording YouTube videos, and I just used the same scene and removed the image because I'm lazy. So we've got 7 relics on the map. We got 3 over on the left side. And then is there only 5 relics on this map? We put up multiple changes to try and fix the relics. It's actually kind of tough because of woodlines. It looks like there's then these 2 relics. Oh, wait, no. Then there's this guy. Okay, so there's 6. Oh, yeah, this is the change. So there's 1 in the middle now, guys. This was never the case before. We added a neutral relic to the middle of the water, and then 3 on each side. And maybe they're like ever so slightly closer to Viper. But what Viper also has is this gold, which is super exposed. When you only have 4 tiles of gold, and one of these golds is this far out there, and so far away from the water, could be tough. There's actually a lot of stone at your base, though, so having Koreans could be pretty good. Now, the Malay could pretty easily go fast feudal or fast castle. I think the Malay are the better civilization here. If they're played perfectly, they should be superior because they can use the timings. Kind of seems to me like we might see a bit of a fast feudal approach from Valas with the way he's building things up right now. Koreans and where Viper has docked, I think this will be fast castle, and usually it's fast castle and adapt a little bit. And there will be an attempt to retake water with turtle ship, most likely. So Viper clearly thinking about how to wall up his base as well. Probably will wall this way. That way he can take this gold and secure this. So I didn't speak to Viper directly, but did listen to the way he talked about it. Like, after he lost the first round, he was like, kind of like, I'm still fine. You know, it didn't seem like there was a lot of worry. And then after he lost the second round, you could tell there was some real frustration and disappointment there. And I think, like, it's been a little bit quieter from Viper the last 2 days. I haven't seen him in as many Black Forest games and, like, just boomy Rage Forest games, which don't really help you in competitive settings in 1v1s at all, in my opinion. And I imagine, again, I just don't know. But maybe a little bit of practicing from Viper, a little bit of prep to make sure that he comes in here good shape. Valas, I would have expected to be similar here. So Valas is on the way to feudal. 4 villagers headed to gold. Lots will head to wood. And this will be fast feudal. Maybe even too fast to really accomplish too much initially with the Malay. So crazy how this happens. Like, he's setting up the build, but then he needs the wood for the next dock. It doesn't have it yet. So that'll probably come in, but just a little bit delayed. And then Viper, just still adding vills. Yeah, Viper's just chilling. Fast castle seems to be the plan. And he's also adding a barrack. So this might be We might see Viper go for Lightcalf just to contest the map, control some of those relics a little bit. Now, the sea tower is a big part of this, but Viper's about to run out of this fish here. So these fish are going to go down. Or not, like, go down, but they will go into the ship, I guess. I don't know how that works. Like, what are they even doing with the fish? They take it to the dock, and is the fish just sitting there with no refrigeration? Ugh, I don't know. I don't want to think about it. Probably smells. But Viper's fish will be exposed. So you can, like, you can use the sea tower to keep yourself safe. Yeah, maybe they're smoking the fish, actually. Never really thought about it. But Valas will aim to kill those. I think the plan from Valas is to snipe the fish and then add his own fishing ships. The best time I'd ever seen this strategy executed, it was 2 galleys killed all the fish. And you can see Valas is trying to distract with the scout. Then you add your own fishing ships. But this is smart from Viper. Viper knows he doesn't have any defense right now, so he's just trying to keep them alive. And it might seem silly, but the longer Viper keeps the fish alive, the more he makes Valas question if he needs more ships or not. The worse Valas' eco will be because Valas isn't adding fish yet. Viper's still sneakily getting some food here. So Viper's build looks pretty good. He's on the gold in the back. Viper's walled. Will be no land aggression from Valas. And someone asked which civ I prefer. I personally prefer the Malay. I think the Malay are just the better civilization here, if you can utilize their timings, but Koreans can be really complicated to deal with, though. If Viper can get turtle ships out, then Valas is going to need more navy to protect the fish, and things could start to snowball a little bit. Yeah, guys, isn't it crazy? Viper actually walling? Like, I don't know how many Viper... Type a 1 in chat if it tilted you to watch Viper leave his base open in that game against Hart. Had a good position and just base wide open. Units run in. I don't know. It's been such a thing the last year or two with him, man. I just don't get it. But yeah, I mean, preemptive walling was needed here. And now we have the fishing ships added from Valas. And so Viper, 8 on gold. Added an archer range, too. This is going to be Korean cav archers, guys. And you might laugh at that because they don't have bloodlines, but they're super cheap. That wood discount is no joke. And cav archers could be pretty nice. Essentially, what he's able to do is he's able to have a lot on wood and a lot on gold for turtle ships. And then also that helps with the cav archers. It'd be much harder to make scouts and light cav right now because he doesn't have the food eco. So now what does Valas do? Like, Valas has obviously added some fish, but there's a concern that turtle ships will come out of that dock. He's dropping a barracks. He didn't actually scout that Viper has a range, but he scouts that Viper has the barracks. And Viper just notices that scout wanders through, so I think he might want to trap that in here. Galleys also didn't see it. I think Valas will end up seeing this. This is Viper Valas. He might trap you in here. Be careful. Just looking to get some information. And man, Malay are so crazy. To go fast feudal and then be up to Castle Age at this time is ridiculous. He's only 40 seconds behind Viper. And there goes the scout. This is definitely off meta to have the range there. Valas can think about that now. And Valas is now going to need to add more ships here because there is a turtle on the way. So I said, like, this is actually a pretty good map for Valas. He likes his boomy maps, but I also think it's a really good map for Viper. And there's the turtle. How many turtles do you guys think we'll see? I'm going to go with 3. We'll definitely see a second one. That's like the lowest amount we would see. Immediately gets a snipe there. Oh, this could be 2 more kills, actually. These galleys might not be able to escape. Oh, Viper's cav archer! It was all part of his plan. Gets another kill. And hold up. It looks like Valas is maybe even skipping and contesting on the water right now. That's interesting. You know, obviously, it's not good to lose water. But Viper doesn't have fish. He already has gained benefit from the fish. And what could be worse for him is if he's later to everything else. So he is on 2 TCs. He is also out there with the monk. And so I guess he doesn't want to contest these things because these things are too strong. Now, how does a turtle ship do against a sea tower? I've never actually seen that before. Viper's Cav Archers are here. Viper's Scout is here. Viper's really in good positions right now. The turtle ships are going to start to get their kills. This is looking really good for Viper. But the turtle ship could be converted. Viper needs to be careful. Oh, man, that would be a crazy value conversion there. That was pretty smart from Valas. And Valas is on 3 TCs. So Valas, he got more benefit from fishing ships than Viper did. Monk is still around. That monk will die this time, though. Yeah, Viper knows now. Oh, it was a conversion. Have you ever seen a Malay turtle ship before? These are expensive, and Valas gets the conversion there. That's crazy. That was fast, man. It was a really fast conversion. And so now it's a turtle ship war. Don't tell me Viper's going to lose water to his own turtle ship. No! Oh, this would be so bad. It's not like you can repair the turtle ship damage that easily, too, because it does 50 damage. So he's going to bring a Vil, but I don't think the repair Vil... Oh, they're both 60 HP? Oh, no, the Vil was there. Oh, it got sniped. Yeah, and I guess now maybe the turtle for Valas will die. It's 1 hit away from death. There's also this to look at. There's a lot to look at right now. Viper's keeping Valas off that gold. Oh my god, and Viper took the turtle ship down to 4 HP. Again, do you repair that, though? How much do you spend when you repair that? A lot. Now, Valas still has this gold back here, but when Viper's got this much control on land, it's certainly going to make getting a relics difficult. And, so I kind of like how Viper's play this. The thing I don't like about Viper's play compared to Valas, he's so late to the TCs. Like, he could be on the 3rd TC right now. But I think it's because he's been so focused on the aggression that he hasn't been able to do that. And also really wants to win that water, so. But my feeling is here, he needs to catch up economically. There's TC number 3. I love that TC position. But I also love that Valas is starting to outpost that right side. And oh my god, another turtle ship was converted. Viper, you got to stop making them, dude. You just have to stop making them. Here she goes. She's repairing away. That'll take her a lifetime. Actually, no, not even her lifetime. That'll be multiple generations of her family. Repairing this ship, right? Monk for Valas saves inside the TC. Now the Cav Archers are here. And oh man, Viper, Titans League Season 4. What? Guys, I mean, oh my goodness. Where's he going? What's happening? Valas builds an outpost here, so he knows about that town center now. That's critical. And Valas has a beautiful boom here. Viper's now down by 12 villagers. And Valas knows about this TC. Now, I think Viper can kind of stop any shenanigans if there's no army here. So I think he could stop a forward castle. It'd be very risky for Valas to try and build a castle without any army. But Viper's cat doesn't have a lot of Cav Archers. He also doesn't have fletching. And Valas just killed off CA. So Valas can see... Yeah, Valas knows. Like, he knows there's not really a big army around. Viper's investing more into the water here. Remember, there's 0 fishing eco for either player. Viper will start to win the water. But here comes the Vils from Valas. And he knows about that TC. Now, this is crazy because Viper's Koreans. So, if Viper sees a castle, he could try a tower to deny it. This could be the game here. If this castle goes up on Viper's TC, this is horrible for Viper. And there it is. I don't think Viper has enough time. By the time he completes a tower, the castle's already probably going to complete. He hasn't noticed it. And Valas has just had the perfect game here, guys. It's been super smooth. Okay, now Viper will see it with the Cav Archer. The Cav Archer won't do enough. What a game from Valas. This has been so good. Outpost on the left side as well from Valas. By the way, Viper doesn't have a single relic. All that Cav Archer map control could have helped him there. And now this TC will go down. Valas will get access to this gold. Viper will not have any access to the gold. And Valas is definitely thinking about the left side as well. So he's thinking, let's ensure Viper doesn't get over there. And when it's 3 TCs for both, but then one player loses their town center, obviously advantage Valas there. And Valas' TCs are they're just safe. They're safe, and another monk comes in, and that monk goes down to the turtle ship. You can definitely tell Valas is now looking to position to this side. Viper is going to hope to go imp now for trebuchets. That's his plan. He wants a castle here, and he wants to win the imp race. Valas is melee. If he clicks up to imp, he should be up to imp so much faster than the Viper. Viper will not have a lot of protection to build this castle, but he should be able to build it. Here comes some karambits now from Valas to see what Viper's up to. And Viper, he looks very confused. It doesn't seem... I mean, this is an uncomfortable position. Trying to win the Treb War here, when you're likely to not be able to build your castle next to all this is... Well, it's understandable, but it's so tough. And now the karambits come. Valas sees all this because of his outpost, and he wants to deny this. And Viper quick walls it. Viper should probably complete the castle. Viper's TC is about to go down. 30 villagers behind. And outposts continue for Valas on this left-hand side. So he will know Viper does not really have gold. And he should also recognize, as he chases Viper's villagers away here, he should also be able to recognize that he needs to click up. That's the only way he loses this game. And so he clicks up to imp, now only 45 seconds behind because he's melee. And Viper, I mean, it's been a poor game by Viper standards, but he did get a trap. So just traps the spearman in there. But now, like, the problem I see for Viper is he's continuing to build things in Valas' vision. So Valas could see this. Valas now knows he could aim to win this side. Viper building a blacksmith now? Is that his first blacksmith? Yeah, guys, it's just like... It's just so... It's just, there's no flow for Viper. There really just has not been a lot of flow this season. Everything's feeling a little random. Everything's feeling like way too adaptive. The initial openings aren't getting crazy value. And everybody else in this group has just been super smooth and ready to go. And here comes Valas now with some vills because he knows about this. This is risky because these 3 CA now have some upgrades. Valas will drop the castle there. He actually cancels that. I don't know what his plan is. He's going to drop it further back. I think the castle could be denied here. Valas, he got away with the castle on the right side with no army, but now he's going to need some army on the left. He drops some quick walls. Viper's getting some upgrades right now. We'll see if that completes. Valas has all of his archery ranges on the right side. Let's see if Valas can finish Viper off here. Like, Viper's going to get access to this gold. Valas' focus has to be to reclaim that. Viper is getting some momentum and control finally. This is awkward for Valas. I think Valas is maybe trying to force the timings a little bit too much here against Viper. You give Viper some time to cook. Remember, Viper's still got the water control in the middle. Viper is Koreans. Koreans can be really good in late game. Viper could claw this one back. Now, it's tough, right? You might be like, well, T90, why? Like, that's stupid. Like, why didn't he have army there? Well, it's because he wants to win this side. So it's trying to do a combination of both. And you can't really bring skirms over to the left easily. So he's going to do what he can. Viper needs to maybe tower there. And a lot of this just comes down to the Trebs and the bombard cannons right now. Viper's got primarily that. I also think this turtle ship will definitely add a lot of value for Viper. Yeah, Viper sees this. Yeah, Valas is too distracted on the right side. He'll see Viper's bombard cannon, but Viper's starting to claw his way back into this. Bombard cannon. You can tell Valas is focused on the other side right now. Valas is noticing this. And now, guys, Valas is probably, his heart's starting to beat like, oh no, am I throwing this? It was such a good position. But now you've got to actually finish Viper off here. And I'm starting to see some hope for the Viper. Certainly, like, if you reverse the roles, if Viper would have gotten the position that Valas got, you just think it's GG. But now this is where Valas really has to... He has to finish the game. He did the hard work. He did, like, half the job. Viper getting some good hits here. Viper dropping towers now. These are keeps with Koreans. They could be very strong. And Valas will likely never complete this castle. Viper's got access to gold and stone on this side. Viper's got the towers here. Now, he doesn't have the unique tech yet. If Viper gets the unique tech, his tower will actually outrange the bombard cannons. But he doesn't have it yet. I think we'll probably see him research that. He does have his own bombard cannons. And Valas... Oh, man, he's going to run through there with the skirms, maybe. Oh, my God, he also has the trebs there, too. What in the world? What a position for the trebs. Valas' micro, though, is pretty good here. He hasn't taken any big shots here from Viper. Still is to respect the tower. Man, this is so tough for Valas to control. There's towers, there's skirms, there's cannons. There's now trebs here from Viper. What in the world is happening, dude? Oh, man, Viper takes out the trebs. Viper has the score lead. This castle's going to go down. Viper's got the left side. And Valas has all these skirms, but the skirms haven't necessarily given him much yet. And Valas is clearly falling apart. Like, sometimes, and I don't know how common it is for these guys, but at least for me, it's like I just have like a mental block and it's just like, boom, my brain's dead for like 2 minutes in a game. More recently, for me, it's early imp. I can't explain it. I don't know if other pros have... well, I'm not a pro, but I don't know if Valas is having that problem, but it kind of feels like it. Like, he's just stuck right now. And it becomes so tough now. Like, Viper finally, for the first time, has a flow in the game. And with the control he has, you'd almost expect him to be able to finish it off. There's very little golden come for Valas. He doesn't have a single relic. It is a skirm war, which both civs could do well with, but the Koreans have the cheaper skirms. And Viper might have this one, guys. We've got a castle in the base now from Valas because he's in a panic and worried. Maybe he needs that castle to produce some trebs for the other side. Viper's 3 bombard cannons here have 29 kills. He almost loses one of them there. But he's just gotten such good value from his army. Somehow doesn't get a kill there. But Viper's got to be so thankful that after the rocky start that he's been able to somehow get control of both sides. It's crazy, actually. It's crazy to me that he's been able to do this. I almost can't fully explain it. It just comes down to the early engagements. With those cannons, the turtle ship, and the trebs. And I also think the left side played a big role. I think Valas was so frustrated and focused on that. As we see the bombard cannon micro now, that he lost control of the right side. He tried to just win the game and take both sides at once. He tried to take 2 sides, and he's going to end up with 0. At least that's the way it's looking right now. The eco count's even. There's this wagon here, slowly sniping Vils. Viper has the unique tech now, so these towers outrange the bombard cannons. This is why you pick Koreans. Koreans are so good at this stage of the game. And they're definitely better than Malay in terms of what they can make. Like War Wagon, Siege Onager, all super strong. Malay is all about the timings, but once the timing's gone, you begin to look at the Malay and think, is this civilization what you want here? And the truth is, Malay never wanted to be at this stage. They want this game to be over already. Valas had like 3 out of the 4 ages, perfect. Dark Age, Feudal Age, and Castle Age was so much better than what Viper had. But now Viper is in a position that I don't think he could throw away. 30 population lead. Bombard cannon micro is still crazy here. Snipes another bombard cannon. What was that? Microing between these gold tiles is so difficult. The pathing is unreal. Oh, we do have some fast fires from Valas, so he's trying to come back on water. But with what gold? With what gold? He just doesn't have the gold for that. He can't continuously make ships. He can't also continuously make trebs and cannons. He's soon not going to have a castle here. Viper's still got some control over here. Valas just doesn't have enough, guys. His skirms get completely melted on this side. The castle is about to fall, and Valas taps out and calls the GG. Wow, man. What a kind of a weird first game, right? But what an important one. They both had 2 wins coming into this. And they're both in shaky positions in the group. And man, did it look shaky from Viper. Viper gets the job done anyways. And man, Viper needed that. Valas is going to be so frustrated. Like, I don't like to use this word that frequently, even though we have the emote. But at this level, Valas has really got to consider that one a throw. It felt like he had such a good position. And essentially, I think what happened, he thinks, I've got the right side on lock. I take the left side and I win now. And what ends up happening is he loses the right because he invested into the left and it ended up failing. Like, I think you can give Viper the left side, just build your second castle here, like just fully win the right and secure the gold and then adapt from there. And he tried to do everything a little bit too fast. Now, at this point in the game, the KD was pretty close, but you just keep looking at the stats at the bottom left as I move through. And I mean, look at that. It went from like 24 to 20 to 45 to 20. Viper took some crazy good engagements with these bombard cannons. The tower helped. The turtle ship helped. And Valas was just in this weird position where he's trying to like push Viper really fast on the right side. I think he needed patience there. Like pushing Viper on the side where you already have gold, that doesn't make sense for me. I think you want to just hold this side and then you want to push the left. But yeah, I really think if things went a little bit differently on the left, this game's over. But that Viper gets the win, and now Valas is going to need to respond on his home map. So I guess, like, I mean, great turnaround for Viper. I still am not convinced it's anywhere close to what peak Viper can offer. But if you can get the wins anyways, that's all that matters, right? And he got the job done there. Okay, game number 2, and this is the map that Valas got a win on every single series so far. So he lost 2-1 first week, he lost 2-1 second week, but he got his 1 victory on fortified clearing. So obviously his odds are greatest to get a win against Viper on this map because he does tend to be a closed map player. But Viper also seems to be pretty comfortable in these maps. And Viper's gone for the Hindustanis here, and we've got Valas as the Turks. We haven't actually seen the Turks picked and played that frequently this season. We've seen a lot of Burgundians. We've seen a lot of Hindustanis. We've seen Bohemians. But Turks really just haven't really been picked much. I think they've kind of fallen out of favor. And honestly, guys, I think the Turks need to be really aggressive here. If you think about the late game, like what do Turks make if the opponent goes full Imperial Camel? You can't go Haub. You don't even get pikemen. You can't go for your own camels because you just get out-cameled. And so, I also don't think Cav Archers is great. 100 HP Cav Archers versus Imp Camels? I don't even know if that's enough. I think it has to be full Gunpowder. And then full Gunpowder is quite slow. And there's aspects of the map on the sides which become very difficult. So if Valas is thinking about this like I'm thinking about this, I think you have to be quite aggressive here in early game. So it's all about the timings. Maybe we see Castle Age all in to kill Viper or something. But you could also go like Light Cav and Boom and get relics, which is, and then play towards late game things. So I think that Valas was maybe expecting Viper to go Bohemians. Viper also picked Bohemians on his draft. I think Turks have pretty interesting matchup there. It's maybe a little bit easier to play because Hindustanis are so well-rounded. But Hindustanis will have an awkward time against Gunpowder unless they get to their own Gunpowder later. Listen, regardless of the matchup, if you're looking at Hindustanis, you need to stop them from getting to Imp Camel and 9-range hand cannons. That takes some time, and that takes some eco, so that's where they become their strongest. We'll see. Holy Fish Paste, thanks for the year. Kuyu TJ, thank you for the 6 months. But yeah, I've set some ambitious sub goals because I don't know. There's some pretty crazy things on there, and I'm an ambitious guy. We've got a month till we're at the end of it. So, but yeah, I have a lot of fun plans. It should be really fun if we get to there. I thought about doing a farming simulator sub goal, but I really don't think that people say they want to watch me play farming sim, but I think Stronghold and Roller Coaster Tycoon is way better for the content and viewership and all that. So. Farming sim, I did play a lot of when I was streaming on Facebook. But it was like, I mean, I had like 12 people watching and I would just hang out with my bro and just farm. It was chill, man. It's different streaming in front of tons of people on Twitch. Like, I don't know if I could entertain as much with the whole farming sim thing. So here comes the final boar here from Valas. No real crazy indicators that he's going to do one thing or the other with his build right now. He did have 4 on wood at one point, went down to 3 on wood, walled a little bit, but I mean, feels like a fast castle, just not sure what yet. Schizo's strategist says, I watched all the Farming Simulator YouTube videos twice. Really? That explains why I had 2 views on every video then. That was you. Okay, good to know. Yeah, Civ is something that I haven't played a lot of. And, Valas had to go for a quick wall here. Viper almost sniped that. Viper's going feudal age. Viper's going up. I think this is for... Well, I don't think this is for any army. But it still could be. It could be scouts from Viper. Hindustani scouts can be dangerous. And Valas can't get the walls down yet. He also won't be able to really bring his scout over. See, he's expecting a fast castle from Viper as well. So I think he's going to hop out here to attack Viper's scout just to push it away. If Viper hits feudal age, Valas could be down a scout. And Valas also won't want to get loom here. This could be an interesting moment for Viper. Wow, so Viper... Oh! Viper is bringing a Vil the other direction. He knows Valas is walling this direction. And now he will look, and he will not see a wall over here. Valas is going to be like, why is he in feudal age right now? What? But... Did you forget about her? So you're sneaking a Vil? For what? Why are you making the stable at home? Okay, well, she's going for a walk, guys. She's got to get her steps in. She set a 10,000 step a day goal, and it's really hard to get your steps when you're just farming at the same spot all day. This is good. Good cardio. This villager is still not able to fully wall up. Valas is probably in a complete panic. What is she gonna do here? Now, it's not bad. Like, having the stable at home is not bad long term. Because then you're able to go to the middle for the relics, for example. But this is still weird. Okay. All right. Valas is going to have no clue what's happening here. He's going to have scouts. He's going to have archers. He's going to be super confused. I mean, the scouts just take so long to get there, though. And Valas has done the right thing. I think the correct decision from him is to fall back for small walls. What he can do, though, is he can't really take stone if Viper comes in with archers. So, scouts are coming from home now from the Viper. His eco's not the craziest. Valas doesn't actually have any indicators, though, that Viper is going scouts or archers yet. He's actually going to send his scout to the middle, which is pretty smart. I don't know, like... Okay, now there's the second scout. Okay, so now he knows Viper's gone scouts. Now he's also going to see the archer. Now that archer doesn't come from home. That archer is obviously an archer that is sent from a forward building. So now Valas knows. Now he has to defend from this. These are Hindustani scouts. So they'll break through buildings very quickly. And Valas still can't click up. Like, Valas is not being able to take the berries is pretty brutal for him. And I think you need to rely on stonewalls here. That's a pretty smart play. You might even want to stonewall in front of the TC. Because if those scouts and archers somehow run under there, you could have some real problems. This is great map control for the Viper. And this is also part of what I said. I think with Turks, it's like... Well, Valas probably doesn't want this type of game. This adaptive feudal age, using all sides type of game. But Turks don't want this against Hindustanis either. This benefits the Hindustanis with how smooth their eco is. Viper did invest a lot into this, though. But he's also had pretty great reward. Tower is actually an issue. That'll be disruptive. This wood line's also disrupted. What is Valas' plan here? This does not seem comfortable at all. This is rough. I think Viper could actually stop making army right now, and he's accomplished so much. Only thing I'd say that Viper might need to consider is some walling at home, just in case, but he's probably going to produce a little more. I don't know if he even needs it. Valas will be in Castle Age, though, where he could make a second TC, and where he could pressure Viper! But Viper can just run to the middle, and Viper notices this. Valas, no! Man, I'm feeling so bad for Valas right now. He's clearly so distracted at home. But, like, imagine thinking about it from his perspective. It was such a good start to the previous game. He could have won that game. And now, his villager goes down in the middle. And I don't think... Will she even be able to build the siege workshop? The plan is to delete one of these palisades and then build a siege workshop. Will she be able to? It's risky. To delete and build the siege workshop or monastery is super risky. But there he goes. Well played. Viper's scouts now are slowly taking out the market. Viper's still a long way from Castle Age, but he has some nice control. Valas is actually bringing some spearmen to the middle now. He also kept his light cav alive. Okay, okay. Viper can't bring archers to the middle unless he makes a new range. He's making a new range. What is this game, dude? This is crazy. And these scouts are taking down the market pretty quickly, too. I would really like to see Viper use this Vil and stonewall this area. I think it makes a lot of sense. It'll help later on. And Viper's going to go full feudal against this. He's getting forging now. Valas is not going to expect that Viper's going to have archers here. But is that good when your opponent has siege? I'm not really convinced. Wow, he's got a stable here as well. So he will have a stable and an archer range on the back of the opponent's base. And on the front. Which one is he going to produce? Oh, yeah, that's the original stable. I'm sorry, chat. I get it. Sorry. I forgot. They didn't make another stable. Valas is going to make another market, though. Also, once these scouts have bloodlines, they can run underneath. I mean, Valas is going to be very distracted. He's going to kill Viper right now. But Viper could come and kill him. Oh, man, this is crazy. Viper's stuck in feudal. Man, Valas needs this win, dude. He needs this win so badly. He's actually played so well against this. It's been awkward, sure. But Viper's had to send everything at him so far. I really... Normally, I have some semblance of an idea on how this is going to go. I really have no clue right now. Like, we could see Viper just get completely defeated right now, but we could also see Valas get defeated. Valas has to go for quick walls. The TC's not really hitting much. He needs some spearmen around. Viper's now distracted. That spearman's actually very weak. Viper now to the wood line. Valas about to break through, so he has to attack. I like how he is... I like how he's still, like, pushing forward. And he's seemingly paying attention there. But the damage he's receiving right now is crazy. He actually adds a stable to add a camel, which I think is smart. Viper's killed 5 Vils. He'll kill more. But, and then his scouts came out in the middle, but Valas is paying attention. Here we go. Siege and spears are on the way. Viper's killed 8 villagers now. 8 villagers. But here's Viper. And Viper's got spears. And he's got scorpions to deal with right now. Oh, God, but he's coming from the other side. Valas' camel still chasing down the scouts. We'll kill all of that. Valas can breathe. Valas can now focus. That's a lot of scorpions. Viper sells his soul at the market to click up to Castle Age. But can he make it to Castle Age? To me, it feels like Valas doesn't trust himself. It feels like he doesn't feel like he has enough to go for that yet. And if Viper's able to just hold, this should be very good for him. That ram was such an important part of this push. That will go down now. And now there's another ram for Valas. And I think if he had 2 Rams, he could make a push for the TC, and Viper might lose it. But now he's only on 1, and he needs to make the second. Viper's got the tower, which can help a little bit. Viper's still 90 seconds away from Castle Age. His wood line's being raided. He has archers sitting on this wood line, though. Valas will need to react to that. Valas, you just got to go for that TC, dude. You just got to do it. You gotta make the move. And Viper... Viper, good luck. This is gonna be tough to stop. He doesn't really have the biggest army right now. 5 Scorpions is no joke against feudal age units. 2 Rams? Knight? Camel? Valas is gonna chop wood in the middle. Yeah, Valas has to kill Viper right now. He won't stop Viper from getting to Castle Age, but he could still kill Viper. Valas doesn't trust himself. He's waiting for more knights. Knights are a great call, though. I mean, knights are a perfect call against what Viper has. What can Viper get in Castle Age here? What does Castle Age give him? Light Cav? Okay, Light Cav, but that's it. Valas is scared of that TC. Huang would be disappointed. Here comes the scouts now. I like that from Viper. See, Valas can't have confidence if Viper's always roaming around like this. Valas's eco, I mean, what eco? He doesn't have a great eco. Viper now hoping to pick off the reinforcements. This is where I think you eat the TC. He's really been patient here, Valas. Is it worth it? Was the patience worth it? Does Viper have enough to stop this? The villagers should be running in there to repair. Valas is going to go feasting. Viper's villagers and archers hop out to take out 1 ram. He loses a lot. He'll go to take out the other ram. He'll lose a lot here too. But it was enough to hold on, maybe. The Light Cav are still taking out the siege workshop. The knights ran right under. I mean, Viper's eco is still so exposed. Man, I can't help but think back to that 1 ram going down to the stable. If he had 3 rams, imagine. And Valas, oh, guys, I was just about to show it. Valas lost his whole wood line here. Viper, such great awareness, looped around, knew those villagers must be somewhere, found the villagers, sniped the villagers. It was all at the same time, and Viper gets another victory here. And, I mean, what great recognition from Viper to realize that that's where the villagers must be. He probably saw them, had some indicator. Yeah, like, he saw the Vil ran away from those archers there. He knew there wasn't a lot of wood here, so he figured the wood had to be there, and he found it. Again, though, that was really, like, very well defended from Valas. I want to go back to this ram. I really wonder if this ram... sorry, it was the ram before that. I wonder if that 1 ram is kept alive, and it's 3 rams with the scorpions and knights? Or no, not even that. If that ram would have been kept alive, I think he could have justified going in with 2 rams before Viper was in Castle Age. And unfortunately, when you're going for that type of a push, it is all about the timing. And he just kept second guessing whether or not he could do the damage. And Viper did a good job at picking him apart. That was a pretty crazy game. And that's not the type of game Valas would have wanted. Like, Valas wants a boomy game. He wants to play the closed aspect. And Viper said, you could play the outside as well. Viper Sneakville did a really good job. The Viper defended and attacked in combination. And now, things are looking better for the Snake. Viper's got 2 wins. And he has a home map now. And things, obviously, still not very good for Valas here. Valas needs to grab a win. It'll be tough for him on the next map. So it hasn't been like this crazy, dominant, clean, opponent has no chance type of series from the Viper. But he's getting the job done. And you just got to get those wins. And I really liked Viper's approach in the previous game. It was obviously very messy. But like that turned it into a game that Valas was clearly uncomfortable with. And there's some questions on could Valas have done this or that to defend it. But it's just not very easy to do. That kind of reminded me of when ACCM did that same thing against Viper in Wandering Warriors Cup in the semifinal. That was an ACCM strat that he used in the semis and the final. And we've got Jungle Swamp for game number 3. This is Viper's pick. So the trees are the jungle and then the middle's the swamp. Shocker. You got 5 fish in here. And that's more than enough fish to justify a dock. Beyond that, though, it kind of turns into lots of land army and lots of mobility and aggression. There's 100 deer around the map, so it's perfect for a map like Mongols. Persians, though, start with the extra wood and food. Very good on hybrid. And then Japanese, similarly, very good on hybrid. So I think the unit of choice that you really would want to get to here if you're Valas, it's not going to be knights because Persians can make camels and Persians have the better knights. But it would probably be cav archers here. And actually, this is a fun matchup in terms of military versus eco. Persians have the way better economy, but Japanese have the better military. If Japanese could get to a game that has Halb and heavy cav archer, Persians don't really have anything to really compete with that. So, I think Viper will need to keep that in mind. They'll need to be as aggressive as possible early. And another thing I'll mention there is some people are too greedy. Like, sure, your civilization's better in Castle Age, but there's a big area to control in the map. You still have to have map control. Players who try and go fast castle cav archers, we won't name names. That was a very sad game to see. Players who maybe like full wall and try and just use a market early to buy food instead of farms and hunt. Usually, they don't do too well. Mongols weren't picked here because they were banned. So, Mongols would have been picked, obviously, if they weren't banned out in the draft. I actually am not even I didn't actually see it, but I'm just assuming they were banned. They had to have been banned. Though, I do think Persians can actually match the Mongols pretty well on this map. I think Persians are, low-key, one of the best civs in this season. This map and Acropolis, Persians are arguably the best civ. Maybe like Persians, Chinese, Mongols, or something like that. So, why did all the things I just say sound like Doubt? Yeah, believe it or not, Doubt didn't do the things I said, but it did all sound like Doubt. I agree with you there. Yo, Hiroshi, thanks for the sub. Thank you, Sorakulu, for the 8 months. Welcome. But what I would love to see in terms of the making this group interesting, I would love to see Valas snag a win here. Then it would be Viper at 4, Dark at 4, Valas at 3, and then Daniel at 2, but Daniel yet to play. And then, of course, you have Hart at 5. Dark, Daniel next is a big one. Daniel's at 2 wins. Dark beat Viper and everything, so Dark has won 2-1 each round. But coming into the season, I didn't expect... I thought Dark and Daniel would be fairly close, so I think that next series would be important for Daniel to get the win, important for Dark to still compete for first place, so things can turn around on you pretty quick. Just because you beat Viper 2-1 doesn't mean you're guaranteed to do that again. I like how Valas brought the 2 Vils to the middle here. You probably need to pull them away, but in Dark Age, that adds a lot to your eco. And both players are on the way up. Viper a little bit faster, which you would expect with the Persians, and Viper's gone to golds. So that means more than 1 fire galley. That also could mean archers. Valas scouted that. So usually, players are actually just walking to their golds with a couple Vils and coming back just to make 2 fires. But this tells me they really want to make fire ships there. Very hybrid approach. It's almost a build like they're going to make 2 docks, which I wouldn't think is great. There's the barracks now from Valas, and there's the barracks there from Viper, so makes sense. Yeah, Lord Petito. It's not a result that's talked about enough, but Dark did beat Hart in a tournament in the past, yes. So Dark Hart will obviously be a really big series in this group because they both already played the Viper and beat the Viper. So that could be a fight for first place. We'll see. There's only, there's different type of fish in here. Who removed the salmon? It's salmon and some other type of fish, which no one cares about. We've got 430 food left in the middle. Hopefully Valas didn't forget about these 2 Vils. It could so easily just be mentally broken right now. And Viper will open with a fire. Same for Valas. Viper's going to see the Vils and be like, what? Especially since Viper's up against Japanese. Don't you just want to go for the Vils? The fishing ships are going to stay alive a long time. The villagers don't have that. Nice job from Viper. Viper found a little bit of a hill there. And, ooh, Viper's scout. Wow, how did that scout get a hit? That was like 2 tiles away, it looked like. Viper's scout's weaker. Valas actually bringing the spearman to the middle. I'd expect a stable from him. We do have a stable from the Viper. And the villagers run away because Viper couldn't help himself. Viper couldn't help himself. He had to go with the demo. That's so funny. And now the vills are here. And now the vills repair. So the fact that that demo didn't end up hitting the vills is a pretty big deal. But. No, Valas loses the ship. Yeah, the middle area units can't walk on. Viper just pulled Valas out of position. And now Viper also gets a scout snipe. Very good moments here for Viper. Again, it's like you're fighting for all this water control. There's only 200 food out here at this point. It's not really that big of an aspect at this point. It's mainly about everything else. And Viper's still on some hunts. Viper's on the berries. Viper's got food underneath the TC. We'll have Valas doing similar things, but he really isn't on the food yet. And it's showing because he doesn't really have the scout numbers. Viper's done a very nice job here. Early opening, but also having 3 scouts are lurking around is crazy. Also adding the farms, like Viper's transitions are fantastic. And now Valas, he's going to wall up a lot. And he does get the walls down. He did know the scouts were out there. But it's a combo of trying to go full wall and also needing the quick walls. It's not an easy situation to play. And he's just under so much pressure all the time, man. So much pressure all the time. And he might have been looking in the middle, right? Like, maybe that's something he's focused on. And Viper gets another snipe. So remember what I said. I think, like, you need army control on this map. Walls can come later, but you really need that army control. Valas has struggled for that, but he's got 2 scouts now with a 3rd on the way. Pushes Viper away. Super cheap mills are really helpful here. And Valas gets the snipe there. That was really well played. And Viper, he's actually gone for a mill wall, guys. Not a mill wall FC, no mill wall fast castle, but that's pretty smart because there's hunt there. I like the farms. He's got 3 mills now. And all of them can be used as part of a wall for later. Viper's like, where are the doubters now? I've seen your doubt. And this is what I have to show you. Really, really good performance. I still can't get over the turnaround, though. Like, game 1 was rough. Game 1, he probably should have lost. Looks like he just lost his fishing ships to a demo, and I completely missed it. So let's pretend I saw that. Boom! There's no fish left. So I don't know what they would have done, but it could have maybe fish trapped or something later on. And Viper scouts moving over towards Valas's base. Valas can see that. Valas doesn't have a single farm, though, guys. He's really struggling to transition his eco into farms. And that's because when you set up to win water, you go heavy wood. And so now you're in a position you're not spending the wood. You need to spend the wood into the farms. Viper, a cool 600 resources ahead in terms of res collected, but it's also the resource balance. Beautifully done. He does have a couple scouts to deal with, though. But he clicks up. That's a crazy, crazy uptime for Viper. Wow. Scouts, though, exposed. He tried to go for a bit of a trap. That's a I'm up 2-0 cheeky trap from Viper if I've ever seen it. Loses the Vil, gets punished. But he is on the way to Castle Age. Still has the scouts around. Will drop a range now. Still doesn't have a lot of spears defensively, Viper. But Valas might see the ranges and know that Viper's going to be up. Viper with some more quick walls. Viper still has exposed eco. But you don't always have faith that you can get the picks when you're up against Viper. I think you still just got to go for it. And then you get trapped. And then you get trapped. That's what happens. Don't take my advice. He gets the Vil snipe. He gets the Vil snipe, though. I mean, I personally still think that's worth it because what else are those scouts going to do for you? And Viper with a beautiful trap there, though. Classic snake. Also kind of classic Valas, dropping the market to balance his eco. Pretty common thing for a player who typically plays like him, and does lose the scout, does click up to Castle Age. Viper 20 seconds away, though, with 2 ranges set up perfectly to make Cav Archers. And he still has the scouts as well, and the scouts are here, and Valas, he gets his own quick wall, needs to bring some spearmen over. Oh, man, but then the Palisade wall goes down. That should be a Deadville. And I imagine with how the series has gone, he's probably not feeling great right now. There might have been a part of him that wanted to actually GG right there. You know the scouts are still going to lurk around your base, and you see your opponents up to Castle Age. If it was a ranked game, I think a lot of people would tap out right there. But Japanese are better long-term. Especially with the Cav Archer War. Drops more quick walls, keeps Viper out. Well played. We'll be up in a minute. Viper dropping a TC over here. That's a good TC. Hunt, gold. But now the Cav Archers are here. And this is the problem. Spear defense is not going to be enough. Just 2 Cav Archers and these scouts can kill so many villagers. Valas can't really make any defense. You can't make skirms. The scouts will be there, and Viper with a clean sweep. And also a clean victory in game number 3. So, we were wondering, is Viper going to turn it around? There were a lot of predictions in chat saying that it would be 3-0 for the Viper here, and that's exactly what it is. Viper's in a better spot, probably out of crazy fear of relegation with 2 sets left to go. Still needs to make a really big push. I know it's fun to talk about Viper surviving, but the actual conversation is probably, will Viper make playoffs? What position will he be in playoffs? Can he still get first place in the group? Valas, now in big, big danger. And I feel for him. I really do. Because game 1 was so good. I think he could have won there. And who knows? Like, if he wins the first game, Viper looked rattled. It's kind of funny to say rattled because he's a snake. But, like, he looked really rattled, okay? If he wins the first game, I think Viper performs worse in game number 2 and not as confidently. And then maybe Valas wins game number 2. I mean, it all comes back to game number 1 for me. But KD was smooth for Viper. Eco was smooth, and he wins 3-0. And thankfully, he was able to get away with it.